welcome to another week of Coach's Corner. Today we're going to talk about the monolift versus walking out a squat. So I guess the first thing for a lot of people is, what's a monolift?
Well, a monolift is this right here, which you see behind us. Essentially, it is an adjustable squat rack. Allows the hooks to be able to be pulled out so you do not have to walk out the squat, which is the common and previously known forms of equipment used for competitions.
So I guess some federations use a monolift and some use a regular squat rack?
Yep. A lot of them will use the adjustable squat rack, so you can still adjust the height, but you have to push down on the handle and you still have to walk it out, and you typically do not have the safety hooks or the safety straps like you would see with the mono here.
Okay, can people see that? So,
Yep.
So these allow, when the person does a squat, it keeps them safe. It doesn't allow, like if they fall, it'll grab the weight.
Yep, it'll catch the weight before it crushes them, hopefully.
Hopefully. If they set it up right?
Yep.
So, lots of federations use the walkout, but I think it's becoming more common for federations to use a monolift. So
there's two different things. The monolift offers you more safety because you're not going to be so much worried about having to walk it back and having your spotters have to be your safety arms, basically.
Yeah.
It allows for a safer, heavier squat, and it also allows for faster adjustability. So if you like to have your hooks in so you can put your arms out, it gives you that option. It also gives you the option to go up by 1/2 inch increments.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see.
Yep. So it allows you to do that. It's also just a big singular piece of equipment, so that's kind of a drawback for a lot of different federations, is that it takes up that much space.
Yeah.
And since they're not as common as a normal squat rack, and they're also twice as much, it also puts a drain on the financials for everything. Your normal squat rack, you can still adjust it. If it's a ER combo rack, you can also bench up out of it.
Oh, that's helpful.
Can have the safety bars, but typically when the person walking it out, you will usually walk it out past those safety bars, so it's just not as safe. You don't have that extra little bit of a backup. It is a more purist form of the
And I said purist, kind of like with a little purist.
Yeah. So you have a lot of different people that where they're going for more of the purist form. They want to have their records matched against those people that had, walked it out before.
Okay.
Because when it originally started, powerlifting, the squats were walked out.
Okay, so to them it might be more of an achievement than doing it out of the monolift.
Yeah. Some people say it's harder, some people say it's easier. Regardless of the fact 1,000 pounds is still 1,000 pounds, whether you're walking it out or standing up underneath it and squatting with it.
Yeah. It makes sense. So why would somebody choose to use a monolift over walking it out, besides obviously the safeties?
For me personally, I'm more stable. I have less to worry about. If I'm taking steps back, I'm basically putting all that weight onto that one foot, even if it's just for 1/2 second or a second to step back with it. So my footing may not be as stable.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't feel as good when you're walking it out.
As good, what do you mean by that? Like it's shaky?
Yeah, it can be more shaky. You're also, under the weight longer, so it can add more, add a little bit higher level of, what would be the word?
I have no idea.
Hardness.
Oh yeah, more of a challenge.
Yeah, so it'd be more of a challenge to walk it out than to squat underneath it.
Yeah. So do you think the monolift would be beneficial for those people who maybe are having trouble with confidence with the squat because it allows them that extra safety measure?
I feel so, yeah. I can definitely do that, and it also gives you the opportunity to only focus on your technique versus having to worry about standing up with it, walking back, catching your breath, resetting, and then trying to go for the squat at that point.
Yeah. Now you can still walk out a squat with a mono.
Yep. You can still walk it out. It still allows you that adjustability, and it does give you a slight measure of safety. You're less likely to still have the weight come down and crush you, but it can still come down and hit you from behind and force you forward.
Yeah, that's true. So, but if you have the safeties up like you should, then it should catch you at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I think would be great for those who walk it out but don't have a training partner usually.
Yes.
It would allow them that little bit of comfortability with knowing that the chains are there to get them.
Yep. I can definitely do that.
So basically, I think off the top of my head, I can think of a few federations that use the monolift. APF, and then 365 SPF, USPC, who else?
You'd have RPS and
RPS, yeah, they do too.
SPF as well too.
And SPF,
Yeah.
okay. So, it's becoming more popular, and both in North Carolina and Florida where we compete, we've seen monolifts at all the we compete in Monolift Federation, so that makes sense. But those meets are generally sold out, so it's becoming more popular, and I think a lot of people do really like it.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
It's a good way to be able to get your squatting in and, just have that nice level of safety and that level of comfort.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, though, really whatever squat equipment you have, it's about knowing it, understanding it, using it correctly and safely,
Yep.
right?
At the end, yeah.
Yeah. I know one of our big things as gym owners and coaches is making sure that people understand the safety factor of squatting and what you can do to set yourself up for success, because failing is a part of powerlifting. It's a sport. So with the monolift, setting up the chains correctly, with the regular squat rack, making sure that you have, if you have bars that's set up, the safety bars, or if you don't have any safety bars, making sure you have spotters who know how to spot.
Yes.
And know how to spot is a big deal. So if you don't know how to spot, reach out to us. We can show you the correct ways of spotting to where you're safe and not just, hugging somebody from behind, because that's not awkward.
No.
Unless it's your boyfriend.
And if you're by or girlfriend.
Or husband.
Yep. Or whatever your significant other might be.
All right. Well, do you have anything else to say about that?
Nope. That's it.
Alrighty, well thank you guys again for coming, hanging out with us, and I hope you learned a lot about the monolift versus walking it out, and we'll be back next week. Thanks guys.
And as always, like and subscribe.